Welcome to Slam Fire Radio, episode 488 for January 5th, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Adriel.
I'm another host, Kyle.
And I'm another host, Mo.
We're coming to you live also with the juniors. So El Jefe will be providing some updates on that as we go. The ticker on the bottom there.
Yep.
How long has the game been on? Like 2 minutes?
They start at 4:30 Alberta time.
Okay.
So half an hour.
I
think there's only like 7 minutes left in the first.
I was just wondering if that first goal came in like a couple of minutes, but just in the first.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No, in the first 10 minutes, there was only in total like 3 shots on goal between the two teams.
All right. So for you hockey enthusiasts, we'll provide updates on that as we go along here. But why don't we get into what we did with guns? Mo, did you want to start us off?
Sure can. So during the holidays, I had gone back to visit family, and I met with my friend Darren, and he brought out his son Ben, and we went to do some skeet shooting at Galt Sportsman Club. It turned out to be a pretty nice day. This was just the day or 2 days after the big storm that we had here, like in Quebec and Ontario, and it was a fun morning. Just a couple of rounds, and then some older gentlemen came and joined us, and they were like they didn't want to actually shoot rounds. They wanted to do like practice sessions from each station, and so I had to get going anyway. So that was the end of that. I registered for an IPSC match at the RA Center which is the indoor range that's in the Ottawa area. It's actually in a community center. And I went to go. So this was on Boxing Day, and it was at 8:00 at night. I went to go register. A few seconds before I refreshed the page, and because they fill up pretty fast, those matches. And I go to register. Everything's good, and it says my membership has expired. So what happens is I'm a member of IPSC Quebec, and Ontario. I guess gets me access once I let them know that I've renewed with Quebec. And I guess it was the timing. It was going at the matches in the new year now this weekend, but I was registering before that, so I thought everything's fine anyways. So by the time I emailed the coordinator, he did respond pretty quick, but by the time I got my answer back, the match had filled up. So I had to, because it gets registered through their website. It's Ontario does through the actual IPSC Ontario website. It's not Practice Score.
Oh, okay.
Like most other places, like Quebec is, and I'm sure in Alberta that you guys do that too. So yeah, by the time I got on the waiting list for a bunch of squads, and as of right now, I don't have a spot. So unless somebody pulls out, tomorrow or Saturday morning, I have it set that even last minute I can go. And I already requested my ATT as well, so that part's all done. So as long as I get a spot, I'm gonna go shoot the match. So that'll be hopefully the first one of the year. I've been just doing some light dry firing. I haven't done too much since the holidays have been going on. But I started to research a new shooting sport. It's not a new shooting sport. It's going to be a new sport for me, which I'm going to talk about more when we get to our main topic. So,
cool.
That's a little sneak peek lead in to the main topic. And guess that's it for me. How about you, Kyle?
It was a pretty quiet break. We did go out to the range, and we hung out on Christmas Day and a few times since, just like normal, spending time with the range family. So didn't get out shooting, just nice and quiet. Only shooting was around the house with the Nerf guns. Gage got his minigun for Christmas, so belt-fed
Nice.
minigun, so he officially owns a belt-fed before me. But that's pretty much the extent of my shooting. I'm not looking at buying anything right now, so I didn't take advantage of any deals. Still waiting on my Form 6 to come back. And yeah, that's about it for me. How about you, Adriel?
Well, I did more than you guys. Uh,
Always.
so Marstar had a pretty good deal on Boxing Day on Carcanos. They were on sale for $250. They're still on sale for $250. I bought a few. Buy low, sell high. This is an investment. That's what I'm gonna tell my wife when they come in, right?
How many how many
Investment, honey.
how many crates did you buy, Adriel?
I don't know. The shipping was quite expensive, so a lot of rifles. Yeah, but I think the price on them will go up. So investment advice from Slamfire Radio. My Glock 48 flashlight came in, so I popped that on. That was that Streamlight TLR 6. It's like made for it. Clamps onto the trigger guard. Really nice. Did a review video on it. And then the other thing that came in was the Smith & Wesson Model 41 mags. They're a 22 LR mag. And here's the Olympia mag. The Olympia mag has this plastic base. It only takes 8 rounds. I think that must be like an Olympic thing because there's like Olympic rapid fire is probably 8 rounds. But why? So this is 10. And you add yourself a little groove on the edge there, and you can run it in your gun. So it's not quite a flush fit on the bottom there. I might put like a pad or something like there. I don't care that it's open on the front here because it doesn't drop free. So you do need to like strip it out. So having the slot at the front is kind of nice, kind of like the Glock little bit where you can grab at the magazine there. So, but I tested them out. They ran 100%. So
what you're saying is you're making the Olympia a viable option for multi-gun and IPSC.
No. no drop free, and they're they're really hard to put in there. So I would still rather use my less reliable GSG, just because the GSG will it is made to go faster. It's got go fast parts on it, right?
Yeah.
Could you imagine trying to get the safety on this thing on like in a 3-gun match? Like it's
Yeah, that looks fun.
Yeah, not under pressure, not under time pressure. Did some reloading. Listener Thomas and I did some reloading with 9mm, and my Dillon Square Deal cracked. The base cracked on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a spot where like a leg goes down to the plate, and right at the edge there, it developed a stress crack. And as we were reloading, I'm like, man, that press is moving a lot. Like it shouldn't be moving that much. And I look, oh, there's a crack. It's like cracking open there. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I haven't let Dylan know yet, but I'll probably call him up and send him a photo, and that'll be that. And they'll just send me a new one. In the meantime, I just put a C-clamp on it. Fine. You don't need all that extra foot on it, right? You can just clamp like a little bit earlier on, and it runs just fine. So
okay,
whatever. Hit the range. Tried out that Glock 48 with that light on it. Works really well. Tried the Olympia 10-round mags. Those worked really, really well. Tried some red rifles. They all ran fine. It's a good time. And then we had reloaded a bunch of 9mm with those Ginex, I don't know, those Croatian or whatever primers, and they were fine. So I found that they're a little bit tight to seat, like to get them fully seated. They're a little bit tight, so you need to give them a little extra pressure. But they went bang in every gun I tried them in.
Okay, so you had none not fire then?
Nope, they all work fine. Yeah,
good.
So if you're on the fence about buying those, I wouldn't be. They're just fine. And I think SFRC had some for $100 1,000.
Yeah,
I think they're all gone now. Yeah, but if you see them again, and you should see them again, pick some up because I think they're fine. There's
really not too many other options out there. Definitely not for $100.
No.
Yeah, not from what I've been hearing.
Yeah, it's the only really reasonable price primers. I mean, if you're not careful with your reloading components, you can very easily exceed the cost of factory ammo or get so close to it that like really it's
not worth it.
Oh, completely not worth it. No. So really gotta be careful. I still have to do my short park test for the SPFGA, the range test. I'll get to it maybe tonight. I talked to one of my neighbors about that he took it, so I was just gonna go sit with him and kind of do it together. And then a couple days ago, I was on the Schmidt House podcast, just to talk about Canadian gun control. So it's a podcast out of Saskatchewan, and basically I just ranted and raved for like 30 minutes.
Nice.
About good stuff.
You were moonlighting on another podcast?
Just on the side, Mo. You're my main squeeze. Yeah, and a different area code too, so doesn't count.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's
cool. Let's see. And then I over the Christmas break, I did a couple of articles and videos. So I did a year-end recap article, just with like some interesting stats about how many people look at my stuff and whatnot. I did an article on the Soviet IJ-12, that 12-gauge shotgun that I have. That's an over-under, and on the Gersan MC312. And put out a video on the Streamlight TLR6, the Baikal IJ-12, and the Gersan MC312. I was actually supposed to have that out today, but I had to tell my editor that he missed a couple of edits. So he's fixing those and going to be re-uploading later today. So that's what I was up to over the break.
Nice.
Zip on here. Oh, the other view is probably better, isn't it? Yep. Upcoming events. It's cold. There's no upcoming events. There's some gun shows here and there, but that's about it. In the news, I don't know if this is news. I thought it was interesting. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but don't shoot your microwave filled with tannerite. Did you guys see this one?
No.
Well, we're gonna watch it together then.
Okay.
Let's see. Present.
I thought that went along with don't shoot your fridge with tannerite
or your pickup truck.
Your pickup truck.
Yeah, that's a risky one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Reddit. You can do it. There we go. Oh, this is the show.
Whoa.
So the microwave's over there. The full video has him like dicking around, missing, just like trying to monopod this off this truck here. But that's the microwave. I don't know, some part of the microwave heading towards this guy, and it hits him too.
Oh, yeah, wow. It's got the trajectory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very good. Anyways, don't shoot your microwave filled with tannerite or lawnmower.
Turn the door the other way around.
Yeah. That might have been the back of the microwave coming at him.
True. Yeah.
Very sound advice.
Just like if you're gonna blow up some tannerite, don't make it so that there's so much shrapnel that's going to come out when you shoot the tannerite. Like
don't enclose it in something. Put stuff behind and around and on top, but don't enclose it.
I'm sure you guys saw the one where the guy shot a lawnmower full of tannerite.
Oh, and then the blade pretty near cut his head off.
Yeah, leg and and blood was like. Yeah. Anyways, don't enclose your tannerite and shoot it, or enclose it in like something soft, so when it hits you, it's like, oh, well, that's okay. Not a lawnmower blade.
Yeah, it's a gentle massage instead of just smack upside the
ping
head.
Pong balls. Around it in ping pong balls. Those won't hurt. Let's see here. So this news came out today. The feds are eyeing a variety of options for planned firearm buyback program. This is Mendocino saying this. How come they didn't figure this out 3 years ago? Because this ban happened.
They just say this stuff to keep it in the news, right? They just say it to keep it in the news. They have no plans they have no idea what they're doing.
They have to say something, so that's just the same.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Yeah.
Hey, put your political strategist hat on. Why are they taking so long? Is it because the only option is going to be a bad option that they have to pay like gajillions of dollars for this stuff and it's going to look bad?
Yeah.
That has to be
it's saving for an election, and also it gives them something that they can go back on. Hey, we're still in the process of doing this. It gives them something to keep dragging out, beating that dead horse. And
But it's starting to look bad. Like just the fact, like, oh yeah, we're looking at a variety of options to carry this out, including enlisting outside help. It's like, what the hell does that?
Yeah, what does that mean? Like mercenaries? Like what are they gonna?
Well, they tried to get
bring in?
IBM in there to do it. Like,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, IBM helped them. They helped them
Yeah.
do some of the initial strategy, but like potential third parties. That's really interesting. So they don't have a plan. That's it. I'm gonna just stop your ticker tape for just a
because
second just to show Richard's comment here. He's saying FOC has Fiocchi small pistol primers 190 for 1500. All right.
Okay. That's not bad. Yeah.
Not bad.
For these days, it's not bad. Yeah.
For these days, the dark days of expensive primers.
Dark days of primers.
Yep. Well, this is coming up pretty soon here. The CCFR Legal Challenge will be April 11th to 20th. That's CCFR versus Canada. It's going to be held in Ottawa. If you want to help out with that, send an EMT to finance@firearmrights.ca and, help fund that thing so that they can beat them. Wouldn't it be cool if they won?
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I mean,
what happened
they should win.
Small?
They logically should win.
Yeah,
very interesting. Very interesting if that happens. Let's get on to new gun stuff. This is brought to you by Bullseye North. New boomstick. Bullseye North is Canada's shooting superstore and a proud supporter of the CCFR. With a wide selection of guns and top trending gear for any shooter. They've got free shipping over $200. Some exclusions apply, like ammo. Subscribe to their newsletter to get the first access to their hottest deals. They don't have a sale on this right now, but I just want to point it out because some people are asking me and they didn't know. Bullseye has like all the M Carbo stuff. So if you're looking for an inexpensive trigger upgrade or any of their stuff that M Carbo sells, Bullseye North has it. And they have a really wide selection. Their like trigger spring kit that you can get for the Savage Axis, beautiful. Makes that Axis 1 trigger like so good to the point where you don't even care that it's not a Savage Axis 2.
Nice.
Maybe even better because it's a single stage. There's no lever in the way. It's just a 2-pound death trigger. Let's get into some other new gun stuff. I got a whole bunch of weird stuff here, so let's go and share my screen. Window that one. This is a pre-order, and it looks real interesting. The Tamga Arms. Okay, so it's a Turkish shotgun of some kind.
Yeah.
It's a folding pump shotgun, and it's really short.
Yeah.
Look at this thing. Barrel length, 10 inches. It's a 12 gauge. Fiber optic sights. It's got a rail on it. It's got a folding stock and a folding barrel tube assembly thing. Wild, non-restricted.
Yeah.
Look at this crazy little thing. Non-restricted. Amazing. I'm gonna get one. I haven't pre-ordered it, but I need to get my hands on one of those. The next one, if you've been looking at the gun news over the Christmas break, you might have seen this one.
Oh yeah, I did see that one.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know if you call it like amazing or like an abomination or something in between, but it's
Something in between.
Yeah. It's an interesting idea for sure.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's POF USA. I haven't heard of these guys before, this outfit, but they're making a lever action 9mm carbine that uses a 20-round or 10-round magazine.
Wait a minute, you haven't heard of POF?
No. What else do they make? Plenty of fish.
They were around a lot with the ARs. Like they made a nice gas piston driven AR.
No,
they still make them. But,
I'm so old that I didn't date with Plenty of Fish, so I don't recognize that. Back in my day, we dated in bars. No. Okay, so this is interesting for Canadians because if C21 and G4 amendment go through and we lose the court battle, what do we get to use for 3 again? This is an option, lever action 20-round mag rifle. Okay,
yeah,
it's an option. You wouldn't want to shoot long range with it, but for close in, I guess that's about as good as it's going to get. 20-round mags. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would beat the pants off the guys who are running the Ruger Americans and the Mossberg with the AR mags, and even the this would even be faster than the BCL, the Bison, right? Because that's a bolt action. This guy should be quicker. Wouldn't want to shoot it from prone. Anywho, that's coming up. Oh my god, it's $2,000.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, my interest is gone.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's less interesting.
See, I'd be
too
more
cheap.
interested if it was like 223. Then I'd be really interested in that.
Yes. But
Yeah,
good
or-
luck making a lever action mag fed 223 with a mag that's not an AR mag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike's saying if it came in at 10 mil, they'd be onto something. And the popularity of 10 mil's coming up for sure.
Yeah. Yep. And hunting rifle. The black rifle rootin' tootin' shooting cowboy gun there. Mike is saying, hot take, I'm tired of the excess amount of gimmicky Turkish shotguns in the Canadian market. I am not tired yet. especially when they look like that. That's there's definitely some cheapness on this thing. Like, I don't know if I really like that rail, or like the pump kind of looks like, and the grip kind of looks value priced.
I wish that was able to fold more.
The grip, yeah,
like,
and the back
with it folding on an angle because it hits that grip. If it folded like almost parallel to the receiver,
yeah, and nicely collapsed together, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, next one up. This is kind of exciting. So North Silva is bringing in the Norinco M334 bolt action rifle. It's a 308 Winchester 22 Woodstock. It's a Mauser. It's
banned. No.
maybe. The people I've talked to have said that this is likely a copy of the Yugo M48, so like that style Mauser, but at a lower price. Oh man, this is those Yugos were coming in for like $400 or $500 when they first came in. That's again years gone by, but these are coming in pretty quick. These should be stocking by next week. So if you've been looking for a Mauser but you don't like to shoot like weird ammo, 308 is pretty inexpensive, and they're going to have them. Boy, that's
cool.
Roughly inletted, but what would you expect from a Norinco, really?
Mm-hmm.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
TNA is bringing in non-restricted PS90s, so they're going to be bringing those in. This is an old news. I don't know why I pulled this up. Just because it's exciting, I guess. I must have talked about that one already before. Next one. This is another one that Marstar had. It looked really weird, so that's why I wanted to pull it up. It's the Pedersoli Black Widow. It's 22 LR. It's folding. It kind of looks like the IS, like that forend looks real ISSC. And in fact, here, just 1 second here. Like that angle. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's
the angle and the rail and everything. Yeah, it looks
they just put the rail on the bottom.
Well, there's a version of this that comes with the rail on the bottom. So, I don't know. And they have a rail. There's a section right there for the rail that goes on top. So they do have a version that puts the rail on top.
Interesting.
Yeah. I wouldn't. So they're $450 for like a single shot 22. Like it's not interesting for me for those reasons. But some guys really like these collapsible 22s, like your Chiappas and that kind of thing. The what's the little bear, little beaver, little badger. Knew it was a name there. Yeah, but more options on the market. Speaking of more options on the market, another one that North Silva announced over the holidays here. They're bringing in Chinese AR 120 round drum mags in 223, pinned of course to 5, because who wants to have fun stuff? But if you want to look the part, at least you can look the part and have that magazine. Big boy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nice. Next one. I saw this one today. This is ATO design. and I believe they answered. They said it was a nylon, but it's a Magwell add-on for your Spec 180 or your WK 180 that turns it into an closer to an AR spec Magwell, aka not like the tiny slant one. So if you're looking for more magazine support or a better Magwell in general, they've got those. They're cheap. They're like $43. I think they're 3D printed. They're saying they were made out of nylon, which I believe you can 3D print.
Yeah.
But they look good. They look much better on the rifle.
Yeah. It's interesting they didn't go and flare it more like the TNA one.
I think it is flared. It's just not like hugely flared, unless they've got like some other images here. No, it's not hugely flared.
More
just
options,
a little bit more support. Yeah. Oh, this is some other stuff here now. And then, did someone else add this one?
Yes, I did.
Okay, go ahead.
This one actually got sent to me, asking my thoughts, and it looks like True North Arms is going to be bringing in looks to be M2 clone. They're 830. They're selling $830. They got a limited amount of them in stock, and reading through, most of Benelli parts fit in them. Really interested in this, because if you look at it, besides the buttstock and not having the Comfortech buckstock, it's an M2.
Yeah, that forend looks very M2.
Yeah, and it's been cut out a bit more, but I'm not necessarily a huge fan with how they cut out the load port, but I mean, you could still adjust it and kind of taper off the finish on it. They have another picture there, drill showing the bottom of the gun.
Okay, extended bolt release, extended charging handle,
lightened bolt, and I believe that's a DLC or not DLC.
Coated,
diamond coated.
Still got forks on the lifter.
Yeah, that's if you push your hand through. I mean, I'd run that. Apparently, that is also an auto loading lifter.
What? Really?
Sorry, no, I read that wrong. It was two-piece shell catch. No, it's two-piece lifter, two-piece shell catch.
Yeah, that's the one that lets you like press on the back of the release to drop the shells out the back.
Yeah, but like I would at the front of that Magwell, I'd taper that a little bit more so you had a more gradual ramp at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, yeah, like it looks really good, and yeah, like it looks like it's an M2. It's a budget
Price
M2.
Good.
Yeah,
price good. Yeah. I wonder which Turk manufacturers those are coming from.
Yeah.
Because you're saying like the MC312 has quite a bit of compatibility with the M2 as well, right?
A little bit, but usually when people say like you know, you have the M4 clones, or they're like, oh, this was built off an M2, it doesn't look anything like an M2. Mm-hmm. This looks like an M2. Like, if you didn't know, you would think it was an M2.
Yeah, definitely with the with that forend, and it comes with
extended chokes.
Extended chokes.
Yeah.
Well, that is interesting. That is very interesting.
And the way they said it was that they worked on it, and basically you're paying for the mods and getting a shotgun.
Okay.
They should,
which at that price, you're pretty darn close. So you're paying for the mods, and yeah, it's just really interesting.
Tube. They should have an extended tube on there and round it.
How much do you want to bet that takes the standard Benelli thread, though?
But it'd be
hard to do. It's hard to sell a shotgun in Canada with the extended tube. I know some do, but even then, like the Versamaxes that had the extended tube, they still weren't optimized for within that legal limit, because manufacturers just aren't wanting to push that limit on the technicality of that 5.9 of 3-inch or 3.5-inch.
Yeah, cool. All right, yeah, that is very neat.
Yep.
All right, why don't we get into the main topic? And for our main topic this week, we're talking about what's your 2023 going to look like. So, what do you have planned? And listeners who are on live, just let us know what your plans are. If you're listening to us on the podcast, you can say it aloud. We won't hear you, but you'll be with us in spirit. Yeah. What's your 2023 going to look like? What do you have planned? What kind of matches are you going to go to? What kind of guns are you looking at buying? Training plans, that kind of thing. Kyle, did you want to kind of start us off?
Sure. It's a little harder for me to plan this upcoming year just because with the new job and everything, is going to see how everything balances out. But I will be doing Superstition Mountain in March. I'm already registered for that. And so that'll be happening. I would like to do USPSA Multi-Gun Nationals, which
nice.
is at beginning of July. And yeah, try and find what matches I can find. I know last time, because Shotgun Worlds is this year, so that's on my list. And that's actually going to be a lot of deciding factor is if Canada's sending a team and I'm able to go on that team, then that's going to take precedence over a lot of anything I plan or try to do down in the States. So, I mean, I'd like to try and find some USPSA matches, but yeah, I was saying, with leading up to Worlds last time, the US held a lot of shotgun-only matches. So I know there's one Tar Heel, but that's at the beginning of March, so that's a little soon to get to South Carolina for Tar Heel. But yeah, try and get to know the area too, right? Because this new area, there's not a lot of majors that happen in the area, but I mean, Texas is right there. There's a Texas 3-gun championship in April. Who knows, might be able to make that work, but that requires taking time off work. So yeah, everything's going to hinge on Worlds basically. Gonna do some hunting, and it'll be a completely new range of hunting for me. Looking forward to trying out getting some odd-ad. Probably won't get a deer or elk draw this year. So looking at like general over-the-counter tags like odd-ad, turkey, sandhill crane, do some hog hunting.
What's the out-of-state hunting licenses like down there? Are they pretty expensive?
Depends what you're going for. I think odd-ad, it's something like $360 or something like that. If you're going for ibex, which I've been doing some reading, the ibex is just it's a waste of time. But there's no limit year round on ibex. But that's out a non-resident. That's a $1,600 tag, and really there's only one area in New Mexico where they have ibex, and of course that's draw. So the odd-ad, with the hunting season resetting on the 1st of April, you're allowed one a year, but you're allowed to hunt them year round. So I could actually get 2 odd-ad this year for 2023 if I do it right.
What's an odd-ad?
Barbary sheep. It's a species of sheep, basically.
Odd-ad, okay.
Yeah. Their horns don't curl as much as say like a desert sheep or bighorn, which they have those down there too. But those, from what I've been reading, I think they're like once in a lifetime tags. So I probably won't put in for those right away. So I'd probably not get put in for any draws this year because I won't be down there enough to get entered in at the resident price. So.
Yep.
So yeah. Cool. Other than that, just exploring a whole new shooting community and buying guns.
Gonna be,
we went through last show on what I'm looking at buying, so
we're all jealous.
Kid in a candy store.
Yeah,
I don't care about the AKs, but the ARs, the AR-10s, like
yeah. Well,
a 9mm AR. You could get a 9mm AR carbine pistol, and it could be awesome and reliable and better than anything we could get.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of adjustment, and just the whole selection of stuff you could buy.
Indeed.
So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year for sure. Obviously, plan on doing more training because I'll have more great weather to do the training. because I'll have basically I could train year round there with the weather.
Think about what kind of pistol training you can do, whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go to, like, think
Mhm.
about like just being like, you know what? After work, I'm gonna go shoot my pistol at this hill for a little bit. I'm gonna put up
Yeah.
a couple of like little targets and like do some somersaults and do whatever the heck you want to,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
do a bit of shooting, and no one's gonna bother you or.
pistol shooting at a hill. That sounds wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
cool,
yeah, it will be a very interesting year for me.
For sure.
awesome. What about you, Mo?
I have big plans, and hopefully I can get everything in. Like, I'm gonna keep. I already do 2 to 3 IPSC matches a month as it is. So, thanks to obviously being the area I'm in and on between Ontario and Quebec, um, so Ontario's going to have 4 level 3s this summer. Now, I don't think I'm going to get to. I think I'd like to do at least one, probably 2 of those. Uh, Quebec will have 1 level 3 for sure, which will be that's the winter one in March. I'll be doing that. Then the usual like level 2 matches. Um, and then I'm like I think I mentioned on the previous show, like I want to do keep doing skeet. So once a month when I go back to visit, I'm gonna go to that range to keep doing the skeet shooting. I do enjoy it, and it's fun. Um, the one that I'm gonna add and hopefully works out time wise is when Matt from OneFat was on with Russ last week and talking about the rimfire shooting and stuff. I have to admit I didn't really know too much about it. I thought, okay, they're just shooting at targets at distance. It's just plinking. It's not that exciting. So then I was checking out the stuff and I saw the different the stages with the props that they use and the way they set up the targets and it's on a time like they're timed. It's kind of IPSC sort of right like in terms of like there's the pressure of you know uh following the stage plan and getting your shots off and obviously being accurate at the same time. So I like went down I went to the rabbit hole of like learning about it and stuff. So I definitely want to try it this summer. And the only issue is I was looking at Stittsville is the closest range to me that does it because I don't believe there's any matches in Quebec at all. I'm gonna try to find out, but I haven't found any. And but the next 3 are all weekends where or Saturdays where I already have an IPSC match, so it's going to be pretty tricky to try to do both on the same day because I think like the ORPS matches are pretty much a whole day thing, and then IPSC depending if I'm shooting in the morning or afternoon. But I'm gonna try at least to go to one. Like, I just want to check it out, right, and then see how it runs and get a taste for it and stuff. Um, so I've been looking into gear as well. So I'll be unveiling stuff over the next few weeks as it comes in. But yeah, I definitely want to like. I guess I didn't know because I didn't know too much about it. It wasn't in my mind. But then, like as I like looked into it, I'm like, this looks like a lot of fun. So I'm gonna give it a go and stuff. I'm probably gonna be terrible at it. I have like I've gotten better with a pistol, but I have to say like rifle shooting with the scope, I don't have a lot of experience. So that's something I gotta definitely like. I'm not like you guys. I haven't spent a lot of time behind a scope. Working out. Drops and holds and all that stuff. So, but I like the challenge of it of getting better at it. So this looks like a good opportunity to do it. I mean, it's not long. It's 20, 25, 50, 100 yards. So we're not talking huge distances, at least for the ORPS stuff. But I guess as I do more, then I'll probably start trying some other longer distances. So
Nice.
that's it for me. I mean, it's pretty ambitious to try to do all that stuff and fit it into every weekend because I have to have a life outside of shooting too. But
What do
so,
you mean?
So
What's this life outside of shooting?
oh no, there isn't. Okay.
you pull the life into the shooting.
Oh,
Yeah.
understood.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Okay, come out to the range with me. That's just with everyone. So you're looking at rimfire. You're looking at ORPS to start with, and
Yeah.
maybe
To start.
CRPS
Yeah.
afterwards. Yeah, I
Yeah.
I love it. ORPS is so approachable and so inexpensive to start. It's
Yeah.
like a very strong contender for like what people should be using or
Well,
should be doing for like their first shooting competitions.
inexpensive in a sense. I guess if you're getting a basic setup, it's inexpensive. If you're getting a more of an open and you start getting into the racy gun stuff, then it gets pricier, as I've learned. And then even the ammo, I was intrigued by it because it's like you got your basic, what is it, 10 cents a round kind of a deal. And then you got the better stuff, the SK Lapua, and you start getting into like it gets closer to 9 mil prices. And I'm like, wow, okay. I didn't know 22 was that much, but I guess you're getting
Yeah.
the better stuff.
That's still cheaper than going full pledge PRS though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like 6'5" and 308 and all that stuff, then yeah, for sure.
And I think if you put like a Ruger 1022 with a 309 scope in Womfat's hands and you give him like I don't know okay ammo, CCI standard velocity, he'd probably whoop like your standard
Oh
ORPS
yeah,
crowd,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So I think it's
yeah.
like it's very much on the shooter. I think if you look at like PRS, especially like the long range stuff, the equipment does matter. You do need to have good like really squared away equipment, but I think that
Mm,
the equipment just matters a little bit less in ORPS, which is good. It's more the shooter, right?
yeah, no,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah, cool.
How about you?
I got a couple things planned. I'm just going to read off some of the listeners here before I get
Yeah,
to
good
mine.
idea.
First, Derek was mentioning, hey, did anyone buy any of the PSA Glock slides from Iron Guns? Seems like a heck of a deal when they're in stock. Yeah, so if you're looking for, I think they were like a Glock 19 or Glock 17. I saw the Glock 19 slides, but they're the PSA ones, and they were $200-300 somewhere in the middle, two something
Okay.
US dollars. I was going to add them in here, but they sold out. Yes, so watch out for those. Nate says Happy New Year's. Derek, for his 2023 plan, Maple Seed, learn Skeet. Tried once, terrible, but want to do more. Build a 1022. Sell off a bunch of dust collectors to make room in the safe. Or
Yeah.
buy a bigger safe.
Yeah,
There's
more
that too,
safes.
That leads to hoarding, though.
Expand.
Richard's 23 plans. Black Badge course just next week.
Nice.
Oh, that's coming up quick here.
Nice.
Hopefully into more action-based shooting. Take another crack at patching at Project Maple Seed and voting the correct way in the upcoming elections to reverse the crap from 2020 to
It's
2022.
a fine plan.
Yep.
Indeed, yep. For Mike, his 2023 means King of 2 miles and King of 22 miles. RMFA training, as well as many PRS matches as I can get to. And I want to buy nods. Night vision.
Yep.
You're gonna go for like the 4 ones that like come down and like look real weird, helmet mounted. Go
Yeah,
full
those are
art, right?
those are expensive. Wow.
Any good night vision is expensive, and the good stuff is really expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll get out to myself. Maple Seeds is primarily where my year is going to be. I've got quite a few of them planned out. Some of them approved with the range. Others I still have to reach out to some ranges for. For 3-gun, maybe like a match or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, somewhere in there.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Between 1 to 5, something like that. I don't really have any plans to take any training. I've done the Stop the Bleed a couple of times. I've done my Black Badge a long time ago, actually. I don't have any IPSC plans for the next year. There just needs to be like more IPSC matches around my area for me to want to like commit to doing that a little bit more often.
Is there a local monthly match?
Nope.
Or
Absolutely
no?
not. No, absolutely not.
Okay.
If there was, I would probably shoot it.
Hmm.
Yeah, but no local monthly match. And if I wanted to shoot IPSC, I'd have to go to most often, I guess that would be Drayton Valley, maybe, or Rocky. Those are both like, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2-hour drives kind of a thing for me.
Bonneville puts on a good number of them too.
That's 2.5 hours.
Ooh.
They do like some fun like weekend practices. They're actually quite good. And if I can like manage to get a visit in with some family out there at the same time, I'll do that. But yeah, it's a far drive otherwise. This year I'd like to do some different hunting. So I've been hunting with a listener for the past couple of years. So this year we're looking at like what else we can do for different hunting or different locations and that kind of thing. I've got a tent trailer, so I can head out to the bush somewhere and kind of set up and do some hunting for a couple of days straight. So I like to do that. I like to get a different hunting rifle. I've been thinking about the T3X. So I've had this Savage Axis for 2 years, which is very unusual for me. Usually I just have like a hunting rifle for 1 year and then it's out and I'm got something else.
Have you hunted outside of Alberta?
That
No.
gets tough and expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm just wondering.
No, I haven't. There's quite a bit of hunting that's in the province that would be very different. Like if I were to go far south, there like it's flatlands and there's antelope and all sorts of like wild stuff, right?
Oh.
I haven't hunted bear before. I might go hunting some bear. And then if I go west, there's like some general draw elk that I could do. So elk, yeah, Mike is just mentioning it here as well. Elk would be nice as well to get out and chase around. So just looking at some different options there, but primarily maple seeds. Primarily, I'm going to be looking at continuing to do lots of maple seeds across the province, and making sure that we've got really good coverage there.
In the summer months, how many maple seeds would you do? Like
we had 20 scheduled last year, but a bunch got canceled for like a variety of reasons. I'll probably get like 10 to 15, something like that in there.
Okay.
Yeah, last year I did a number of them like solo, just myself, and I'll probably do that again for the really far ones. And I don't know. Yeah, just want to get out there and make sure that we've got as many people possible trained on that kind of thing. Like personally, I think that maple seed is the way we turn people from like casual gun owners to like more enthusiastic, skilled gun owners. And I think the difference there is that a casual gun owner doesn't really care too much if like their guns get seized, whereas like a more enthusiastic sports person like does care quite a bit more.
It's that extra investment, right? It's the joining of the community and getting out there, and it means more to you when you have these things, right? So
for sure.
Yeah, it's not just your dad's or your grandpa's old shotgun in the closet that you never use. That's the shotgun I use to break clays, and I like shooting clays, or that's the rimfire that I use to shoot targets with my kids, and I want to keep doing that, right? So anyways, that's just my personal mission and why I'm going to be running and focusing on maple seed next year.
Good.
It's fun to see people grow too, like from the start of the day to the end of the day. It's really rewarding to see people grow, shoot better, miss less, cry less.
Cry less,
but never none.
There has to be some crying, right?
Yeah, there's what's the sweet without the sour, right?
I have a couple notes here. Like you were talking about hunting bear, and we actually did this up Boxing Day, one of the hams for my bear this year, and it was my first time having bear, and wow, I was just absolutely blown away.
It was good.
It was amazing. It tasted just like ham. And you look at it and everything, you wouldn't think so, but we got it cured, and holy cow, that was amazing.
I got to get that recipe off you. Every time I think I've mentioned this on the show a couple of times, but every time I've eaten bear, it's been like bad. Probably poorly prepared. Probably poorly prepared.
Bear.
Well, if you get we did sausage and then the two hams, so the rear hinds, we got cured. So
did you have
that might have been the difference?
Did you do it?
No, I had somebody do it. It was my first bear, so I was like, okay, well, we'll do the first one, see if I like it, and then I'll try it myself. Well, that was another thing we did over Christmas. We made a pile of sausage.
Yeah, I can do
deer sausage and pork sausage, everything. Yeah, we did a pile of sausage.
That's the only way to do it. In the dozens of pounds.
Yeah.
If you're not tired from cranking the extruder, you're not going hard. You didn't make enough.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm hopeful for this year. I think that the only thing that'll really throw a crook in all of this is the G4 amendment will screw over my 3-gun matches pretty hard. I'm not going to have a rifle to compete with otherwise. If they OIC the magazine limit like they've been saying, and they just go 5 rounds for long guns, that might screw over Maple Seed as well, because I don't even know how to modify a 1022 mag to have just 5 in it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's
no problem for my Norinco. For my NS522, my bolt action, it's already got 5 round mags.
Yeah.
But total pain in the ass for everything else. So
yeah,
that's looming, I guess you could say. But who knows? Like for them, like I find a lot of the times they announce stuff, and by the time it actually takes action, it could be like what, 5 years later. 3 years ago, they said the ARs are banned. There's the 2 of them sitting up over here.
Yeah, we still have them.
Yeah. So who knows? A lot of unknowns. A lot of unknowns from that side of things.
Yeah.
Be cool if we had an election.
It would be.
The Conservatives won.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
That would be neat.
Yeah. That was another thing for mine. I'm gonna try and take in an Appleseed.
Ooh.
Oh, and then, yeah.
Well, the history would be really interesting too.
Yeah,
right?
It would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do it over the 2 days instead of the single day. And
could you like wear red when you go there, just so that they know what's happening? You are the red coat.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
And then make sure to outshoot them.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Richard was asking, have you done your Maple Seed mow? Yeah.
Last year, no, it was the year before, but this summer, I will do one. I will do one.
I'm not going to do one.
No,
yeah, you're too busy teaching them.
You're going to be there, yeah, exactly.
The teaching's actually really good. One of our instructors mentioned it, but he teaches as like a way to reinforce the things for himself, because when he says elbow under the rifle, sling tight, stop slapping the trigger, like all that, like reinforcing with other people. When you get behind the rifle, you're like, okay, elbow under the rifle.
You're hearing yourself instruct others, right? That makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's good from that aspect.
For sure.
Canada 2, Czech 0. Hey, we're up by 2. It's looking good so far.
Yeah.
Getting into, is there anything else to mention about your 2023? Any guns or equipment you guys are looking at picking up? Your AKs and
there's lots.
Cool stuff. I'm going to be looking at a lever 9mm. Mo, any gear that you're looking at?
Well, the rimfire stuff. So I'm gonna. I am looking into it. Yes.
You have a 22, right? You have a 1022.
Yeah, I have a 1022, like just a basic one, but yeah.
Like that's all you need. Yeah. I don't know what I'm looking at. If my rifles don't get banned, and that G4 amendment gets stayed or something, maybe I'll get some Gucci shot shell caddies for 3-gun.
Ooh.
But if my rifles get banned, I'm not putting any more money into it, because like shot shell caddies for 3-gun are so specific, and if you go Gucci on them, they're expensive. Yeah, very expensive. But I might pick up something like that. I've got a couple of belts. I got some mag pouches on the way for my kids to. I brought my kid out to the range, and he'd like to shoot some more 3-guns, so I'm setting up his belt like properly. He's got a belt right now set up for like 22 LR, but he's getting big enough that it's time to move on to the 9mm. I don't know. I'm not really interested in. Maybe I'll review some more shotguns. It's probably going to be my year. Anything else from you guys?
Yeah, it's all up in the air for me. I'm going to do as much as I can, but I can't say what I'm doing exactly, because do as much as I can.
Seeing it.
Yeah, maybe a trip to the U.S. Yeah, maybe a trip to the U.S. That'd be neat. All right, let's get on to the listener feedback on Facebook. We've kind of been getting to it. Mike was saying that the ammo is cheaper. Lapua Center X is the best X.
I saw that. Yeah.
That stuff's also very expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not giving it away, I'll tell you that much.
No. But it's very good. I'll take this email from Spencer. So it's kind of directed towards Kyle. Happy 2023, and I hope everyone has a great holiday. Congrats to Kyle on the new job. Sounds like he's no stranger to visiting the US, but it'll be a different thing to live here full time, especially in the Southwest. My sister's lived in New Mexico for about 30 years now, so I've been up around Albuquerque a bunch of times. It's a nice state, but it's still blue politically. That is, it's controlled by Democrats. So you'll find that things are more restrictive than other states around them, like Texas and Arizona. Still, even the bluest of southwestern states is better than the Democrat controlled eastern states, or God forbid, California, or let's be real, or Canada.
Canada, yeah.
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 On his plan to carry in New Mexico, having a Texas license might work if New Mexico accepts out of state licenses. A lot of places only have reciprocity with resident permits. Still, he can always open carry and can have a gun in his vehicle without any kind of permit at all. So while that's only part of the plan, he still has options. If he does carry, I would strongly suggest reading The Law of Self-Defense by Andrew Branca. Branca? Am I reading that correctly?
I think
Branca?
it's Andrew Bronca. Yeah.
Branca. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
It's probably the single most comprehensive book on U.S. self-defense law that you can find. As much as I enjoyed attending Mag 40 in Utah with Trevor, Branca's book was probably the best resources for people carrying a weapon for self-defense here in the U.S. For a carry pistol, you might find the P365 macro a little chunky. It's nice and slim, but still the size of a Glock 19 overall. I carry a regular P365 every day in an outside the waistband holster covered by a t-shirt. It's so compact, you barely know it's there. The P365 XL is also a good middle ground between the regular P365 and the macro. If you're carrying inside the waistband, the grip size will make a huge difference in comfort and how much your gun prints. Given the balmy temperatures in the area you're moving to, I doubt you'll have much of an option for a cover garment. That means an IWB or easily concealable OWB setup will probably be your go-to most of the time. And a more compact gun helps with that a lot. By the way, we're in a golden age for carry firearms. The P365 started off the last wave, but guns like the Hellcat and Hellcat Pro are good options as well. In fact, I like the sights and the trigger on the Hellcat Pro to the point I'm about to sell off my P365 XL and use that as my mid-sized 15-round pistol instead. These days, everyone from Mossberg to Stoeger to Taurus to Ruger are making very small 10 rounds or more carry guns. I would definitely shop around and try a bunch of different ones before you settle on one. Although this is America, buy 2 or 3 if you want to. Kyle mentioned that he wanted to buy an AK when he got here, but unfortunately, all of the imported ones have gotten very expensive. The $199 Wasser 10s we used to see at gun shows 10 years ago are now selling for well over $1,000. The $300 Segas and Vepers are going for $1,500 or more. Right now, US-made AKs, like the ones made by Palmetto State Armory, are probably the best deal out there since they usually run under $1,000. The quality on them is right up there with the imports now as well, although that wasn't always the case. So beware of buying older US made guns. I've heard that as well. On a separate note, I will say that the public ranges I've been to in New Mexico are very nice, but you also have the option of shooting on BLM land as well. I think you call it Crown land in Canada. The Southwest has huge areas of federally owned land that you can shoot on. Just be careful when you're out in the desert like that. There can be lots of shady types that close to the border. Definitely a good place to carry to open carry since guns are a tempting robbery target. Definitely a good place to open carry since guns are a tempting robbery target. I'm not sure what Spencer means by that. Would you want a concealed carry?
I would think, yeah. I don't know.
I honestly can't think of 2 more opposite extremes than moving to the American Southwest after living in Northwest Canada, but I'm sure it'll be something to tell the grandkids about at the very least. Best of luck with the move and stay away from the cactus, Spencer. And he said, P.S. Are you ever going to have the founder of Utreon on as a guest? His platform would be a perfect fit for your show, and I believe he's Canadian. I didn't know he was Canadian. I think Spencer's mentioned that before, and we just didn't ask him. So I'll have to put a note in at the top to ask him.
So I read this email before, and thank you, Spencer. There's a lot of information packed in there. I did check after he was talking about the carry permits. I did check into it a little bit further, and it wasn't necessarily the hiccup that he was mentioning, but as a resident of New Mexico, I would need a New Mexico carry permit. So, yeah, we'll see how that pans out.
Can you get a New Mexico carry permit?
What I was reading was that, and I'll find out more when I'm down there, but I was reading nothing hard pressed, just some comments or editorials that New Mexico requires you to be a permanent resident or citizen. And with the visa I'm initially going down under is a non-immigrant worker. So non-immigrant alien. So that's not a permanent resident. I'd just be a temporary resident.
All right.
And I did order that book. It should be here on Saturday.
All right.
So,
you're doing your studying. Nice.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I read the email, and it's buying some other books off Amazon, so I threw that in the cart and got that on its way as well.
Nice.
And yeah, the rest of that will stay there as more info and stuff to figure out when I go down there. So thanks again for the plethora of information, Spencer.
Very cool. All right. Let's get on to what people bought on our Cabela's link, which it was the Christmas break. There was a bunch of sales and a bunch of people bought a bunch of stuff off of there. Person one bought some Tannerite, Winchester 150 round range pack, a Lyman ammo checker, Hodgson powder, and Lee quick trim die. Sounds like they're nice. Gonna make some ammo.
And make some bangs.
Next person bought some Gecko centerfire rifle ammo. That stuff was on sale for, I think, Boxing Day. They had a pretty good sale on it. I believe their 223 was on sale. Didn't say which kind they bought, but I'm gonna make a wild guess. Next person bought a couple t-shirts, a 511 t-shirt and the Cabela's Good Smoke t-shirt. Someone bought a bib, a very nice bib, like hunting bib, pull up, waterproof, duck hunting, that kind of thing. Nice. And then someone got one of the Savage 64 extended mags that gets you out to like 20 rounds in those Savage 64s or the Cooeys or the Lakefields. Yeah, good stuff. Lots of people buying stuff over the Christmas holidays. Cabela's is still running a couple of sales right now. So if you're going to buy something from them anyways, go over to slamfireradio.com. Use that link on the side, click through there, and then do your buy. And then we'll get a little bit of, I don't know, Cabela's will throw some pennies our way. Head on over to Kyle. Did you want to cover these YouTube comments?
Sure. So first up, we have Tony. He made a few comments on our last episode, 487. Says, congrats to Kyle. Maybe we'll see some more U.S. perspectives on the podcast. New Mexico does allow concealed carry unloaded without a permit. So I guess worst case, you can carry unloaded with magazine in a different pocket. He goes on to say, Project Frozen Seed for Alberta. He would attend, minus 30 or bust.
I'll instruct it, but the participants will have the worst day ever. My hands will be in my pockets with some of those warm hot pockets. You guys will have to be sitting on the mats for like 5-10 minutes and just freezing your ass off. Yeah.
Heated mats?
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Shitting mats.
Yeah. And he goes on, for the 12-inch Bronco, if you want practical, maybe get the longer barrel. The Midwest Industry Blast Cap should be good, but we know it is for the memes and the fireball. Muzzle brake, of course.
Wow, that's a 308. 12-inch barrel 308 with a brake on it.
Grand Passage commented on the Gersan testing review. Most manufacturers recommend firing about 50 high brass loads to break it in.
Yet that's not in the Gersan manual.
Still not a bad idea. Been over that a few times now.
And mine, like just over the last weekend here, it was running the 1 ounce loads, so it did need a couple of rounds through it. Now it runs the 1 ounce stuff just fine. I'd usually use an ounce and eighth anyways, but it's running it.
Perfect. Then Gary throws us back to the Phoenix Redback 9mm initial thoughts. He says, very reliable and insanely accurate with fiber optic. Love the heft.
Yeah, heavy guns are nice. Heavy guns are nice
Yep.
to shoot. Cool. All right. Yeah. So we've got like clips and stuff on YouTube. So if you want to check that out, go over to YouTube and follow us there. We've got some like shorter clips too from some of our past episodes. So if we do like a gun review and I remember, sometimes I clip it out and upload that separately. So head on over there. We have a Facebook review. Neat.
You
Yeah.
want me to do that one?
Yeah. Go ahead, Mo.
Okay, from Samuel. Awesome group of people sharing the truth and important information on firearms and firearm law. I am a new shooter and a father and hope podcasts and radio channels like this will have a bigger impact on today's politics. Okay, thank you.
I think so. I don't know if you guys have tried listening to the radio recently, but it's
No.
it's painful. I'd much rather listen to a podcast. They're more topical. There's less ads and better content. I don't know. I can only listen to like in my area. There's like Global for news, which if you want to listen to like 10 minutes of news on repeat, I guess it's okay. And then there's CBC, which can be extremely hit or miss. And
CBC.
I can only usually go about 10-15 minutes before it gets too misty for me. But
we had Richard Lee add a comment here. He say managed his 2022 podcast goal. Took 14 months, but listened to all the back episodes of Slamfire Radio from number 1 and caught up 3 episodes ago.
Wow.
It was interesting hearing the show develop and hosts change. Hearing some wishes, future predictions, and purchase decisions age like sour milk, like buying a new AR a week before the ban. Were
Ouch.
frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah. We're closing in on 500 episodes here, so the show's been around for a while.
That's a lot of hours of listening.
Yeah.
A lot of hours.
500 episodes, let's say like an hour and a half, say like 2 hours each episode. Yeah, it's like 1,000 hours. It's a while. It's a while. If you'd like to, reach out to us, go review us on Facebook, or if you'd like to send us an email, send it to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Patreon supporters. Oh, there was a new one there. I've got your patch right here. I'm going to go find an envelope upstairs and stick it in the mail for you. So if that's you, if you emailed the show over the break here, I read your email.
Yeah, it was Travis.
Travis. Yeah, Travis. I'm gonna send you a patch. Let's see. Shoutouts. Any guys have any shoutouts?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mine is to Matt from WomFat. I reached out to him with some questions and stuff, and he was like super accommodating. He's a really great guy, and his material, like his YouTube stuff, is excellent. So anyone who's interested in getting into this stuff, definitely check him out. You'll learn a lot.
Cool.
A couple one gun related, one not. I'd like to actually shout out Ian Runkle. He got nominated for a couple of awards at the upcoming Gundies. So yeah, I think one was top performer, most increased, content creator.
Yeah, he's there.
So,
he like really broke through this year.
Yeah, breakout content creator or something like that. So
the Gundies.
Yeah,
basically like gun tube awards, basically.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Do they have a podcast category?
I don't know. I don't know.
We have 500 episodes, probably more than any other gun show.
Yeah,
it's like 10 years.
Yeah, and my other one's for Team Canada in the gold medal game. They've actually done a pretty good job. They started off rough, but it's hoping that they can get it done in the next 24 minutes of play.
Awesome. Finally, I had something I was supposed to talk about at the start. I'm going to talk about it now because I just remembered.
What's that?
She Shoots season 2 is announced. They have their next episode is going to be Tuesday, January the 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 6 p.m. Cowboy time. This is going to be episode 13, Women Who Protect and Serve. They're going to have CST. I'm not in the military, so I don't know what that means.
I think that's constable.
Sure. Yeah, let's go to constable.
concept.
Officer Cassandra Cavalli will be on to discuss women becoming Leos, which I assume is some astrology thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, astrology. Or maybe law enforcement. I don't know. We'll find out. But go check that out on the 10th, which is just in 5 days here. Finally, check us out on Gun Owners of Canada. Like us on Facebook. Give us a review over there. Join the CCFR, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Good night, Kelly.